What's up? I'm Graz. Welcome. Hyouka, episode 8. Had some fun servicey moments last week, but also had some interesting ideas and looks into Chitanda's mind about her perfect envisions of like family and certain things and dynamics regarding that. It was just rather fun for the most part with a lot of it. And sure, I mean, I think there might have been some things in there, such as also, I guess, Chitanda's understanding almost, or our understanding of being able to see that she's not somebody who kind of just jumps to conclusions or jumps to believing in things that other people say and really likes to have a solid foundation for the things that she believes in, experiencing them firsthand and things like that. So that's really cool. Assuming more mystery fun here. I don't really know much further, like what direction we head here. That would feel different from where we've kind of been already. But kind of hope that we do get maybe a little switch up in that direction, and we'll see what happens. If you like it all, the like and subscribe to me a lot to me, feel free to stick around for discussion. Please leave any comments about this episode or series. Let's get going to episode 8. Uh-oh. Who? Who? What? Why? Senpai. Who? Who's sending the Z's in? L? As in the one from Death Note. Okay, sure. Is this Satoshi? I don't know why I think that's where my mind goes initially. And he's the first voice we hear too, huh? I'd like to think that, but...
そりゃ知識に関してはそれなりに自負もあるけどさ。普通の人生を望んでも得られないからな。
Sure.
普通の人生に魅力を感じるのかい、宝太郎。宝太郎ならそうかも。
Yeah.
でも果たして宝太郎にそれが送れるかな。
Interesting. What do you mean about that, huh?
サトシに才能がないことを知ってる。でも俺き宝太郎までがそうなのかはちょっと保留したいところだよ。
俺の人生が普通じゃないってのは人間観察がなってないな。
評価を保留したいって言ってるのさ。ところで少し急いだ方が良くないかい？演習会議に遅刻したらマヤカが怖い。
確かに。まったく夏休みだってのに。
Why are we here? Okay. Settle down.
またそうやってすぐごまかす。
したんだわ。
She's always mad.
まだ来てないのよ。試写会です。
Oh, so it was her sending it then. Ah, well, I thought we were like doing some weird shit. No, it's just normal. Okay. Of course a mystery novel, right? What else would it be? Only natural. Oh. Nobody's here. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, she has that, like, fucking mean look to it. She has the villain look to her already. I don't know who you are. Doesn't help.
あれは本当に見事でした。
サトシが手放しで褒めるやつがいるとは。
やはり覚えていない。
でも取り直しが効かないんでしょ。宣伝してくれって。
So why do you want?
いいや。
なら見せてくれる意味がわからないんですが。
効率的だと思う。
And then provide your feedback.
効率的ね。
Shit, I'm all for that. There's gonna be something in here that like sparks Chitanda, and she's gonna be like, "Ah, we gotta go do this," or "Oh, I want to know more," and then we're gonna be sent down a rabbit hole.
Kento?
Good thing. Why are we sitting up front too? Come on, guys. They're not gonna be able to see shit. And then people just like disappear, and now we're gonna have to go there and test it out. Straight ghost hunting things, you know? Ghostbusters. This is like the worst acting, lads. Secure the place, baby. The cameraman needs to hold steady. Oh my god. The girl in the black stays in the back. Yeah, because you're the villain. Holy shit. Dude hit the ground once and it all came flying up. This is really cool, like, how we're putting this in the... I don't know how to describe it. It's cool, though.
鍵がかかってるでしょ。それなら大丈夫。きっとあると思う。
You got answers for everything, don't you?
それマスターキーだと思う。
Yeah.
なくなったら困るし、置いておいた方がいいよ。
そっか、そうだな。さあ、全員で行動すると思わないかい？
No, they wouldn't. That's the... Oh, if that was real, yeah,
かけてもいいよ。
俺は話しかけられたんだ。
yeah. I hate her attitude, dude.
後に起こる。
They all came back but one. I'm talking during the movie. Yep, all but one comes back.
綺麗だよ。使えるかもしれない。一旦降りるよ。
カイトくんは
He's
まだ調べ
gone.
てるのか？まあいいさ。みんなで迎えに行こう。
And then they find him and he's fucking dead. They're not gonna have someone jump out at me and scare the fuck out of me, right? Right?
おかしいな。
それじゃない。
Oh, I don't want to go that far. Was he authorized to go in there, though?
鍵がかかってる。
Yeah, but it's locked from the inside.
マスターキー取ってくる。あ、私も。
No, don't split up again! Chitanda seems so interested in this. Oh, he dead. No. No. Oh, but
よくそれだけ感じられる。
yeah, I don't know. It's funny to me.
誰がそんな。
終わりなの。
I really just noticed they're not sitting like across from each other.
終わってませんよ。映像はここまでだ。
No way, I have so many questions
どういう
though.
ことですか？
この事件の犯人は誰だと思う？
It has to be a ghost. Realistically, like, not to be that guy, but it was definitely one of the other people who went up there with him and fucking killed him. But I didn't pay enough attention to know. What do I think? I think if it was a actual, like, thing I had to watch, it wasn't good. But considering the fact this is in an anime, I'm watching this. That looked like it must have been a bitch for them to do, and it looked really good for that. I actually forgot, like, I thought I was watching, like, footage of, like, some other shit for a minute. It was good for that, though.
せてもらうと稚拙だと思います。
That's what gives it its
私も
charm.
そう思う。技術のない者がいくら情熱を注いでも結果は知れたもの。
It's not even that. The acting was, like, bad, though.
私もそれでいいと思っている。
I mean, for
自己
the
満
school
足の
thing,
世界
sure.
は許されていいことだと。ビデオはロケ地が特殊で、夏休みの間しか撮影できないのにまだ完成していない。
Yeah, but it's like episode 1 of, like, 4, you know what I mean? Like, it's a cliffhanger, you know?
次の日曜の撮影で完成するはずだった。じゃあ何の問題が？脚本だ。クラスで唯一漫画を描いたことがある本郷真由という子に1時間の映画の脚本が託された。そんな無茶な。
It's kind of overdoing it.
でも彼女は今見てもらった場面まで描いたところで倒れた。
まさか続きを俺たちに？
さすがにそんなことは
I would never.
犯人を割り出すことができるはず。
でも、
Oh, I get it. So we're saying she hasn't actually written it yet. So a person watching it though should be able to have a general idea of who it possibly could be. Because if not, then we didn't introduce that force yet, and it becomes like a complete, like, we just introduced it afterwards. You know what I mean? Like a plot convenience thing almost.
あの子はミステリーの勉強をきちんとしていた。
Mm-hmm.
10回も救命台も20足も守っていたはずよ。
モーゼの実家か。
Yeah, but like, no matter how much you follow stuff, doesn't necessarily mean you know what you're doing.
小説におけるルールを謳った文句だよ。
そう。つまりトリックを解く鍵はフェアに提示されているということ。
Right.
それを踏まえた上で犯人は誰だ。
なんだよ。
You're usually good at this kind of stuff, yeah.
そうじゃないかと思って。
This is usually what we need you for.
うわ、 嫌そうな顔だね。
I don't want to say.
真剣に見てなかった。
No, yeah, you better just give your answer, dude.
先輩だと思います。
どうしてですか？
態度が悪かったから。
Yeah.
オレキ、あんたね。
Yeah, of course you're bothered by that because you're like the same.
疎くてね。
それ
That
なら
doesn't mean you can't figure it
なんでミステ
out.
リーが題材になるのを止めなかった。
Yeah.
私は最初企画に参加していなかった。北海道から戻ってきて。
Ah, a little convenient, ain't it, buddy?
最
Uh,
初から参加していた
definitely would have been like
企画を説明
this.
はしなかっただろう。
じゃあ最後
Not like at all, yeah.
どうし
評価の話を聞いたこと。
So I had faith that you guys would be able to uncover something here. You're spilling secrets here? Yeah? Oh, it wasn't from her?
ご苦労様。
See, the problem with you giving up here, though, is Chitanda wants to know, and we're gonna have to deal with that.
待ってください。それじゃあ結末はどうなるんですか？
We don't, it won't happen. It's over.
このビデオ
We must do everything that we can.
らしいです。
Oh.
私、そんなの嫌です。
嫌と言ってもイリスだ。
It's not like it's yours.
そうね。せっかくみんなで作ってたのに。
Might as well.
それになぜ本郷さんが信頼と体調を損ねてまで途中で脚本をやめなければならなかったのか。私。
Oh, yeah, she had the little sparkles in there this time.
ってあげようよ、大太郎。
どうせ暇なんでしょ。オレキさん、やりましょう。
I got the hang around, like, yeah.
サーバー的な役目ならどうだろう。
オブザーバー
Observers of what? The process of this?
私たちのクラスの探偵役志願者の話を聞いて、
Okay.
参考意見を言ってもらう。
So we're just having like a big meeting and then giving our opinions on what people think. Similar to how we did at the house, where we let everybody kind of come to their own conclusions, talk about it, and then figure it out from there.
があるんだけど、なんだと思う？
I couldn't even begin to
女
know.
帝だよ。
サディスティックなのか。
それは女王様でしょ。
そのツッコミ魂に敬礼。
まずマヤカは正義かな。審判と迷ったんだけどね。
なんだそれ。
タロットのことだよ。
Oh my god.
じゃあ福ちゃんは何なのよ。
そうだね、愚者。
Yeah.
魔術師かな。
そうですね。言われてみれば
Yeah.
かなと思います。そこが私の良くないところかもしれませんけど。わかんない。
俺もだ。
オレキさんは
I really don't know where this conversation's going.
そうですか？私は星がいいと思うんですが。
いや、
I love the music that they have for
バッチリ
this.
だよ。
Oh, it's hot. Going back in.
おい。
Oh.
おはようございます。迎
No, I'm not going today.
なんてお嬢様だ。
When did she find out where he lives?
神山高校のホームページに生徒だけ入れるチャットルームが。
Oh.
へえ、そんなのがあるの？今度教えて。いい
Well,
です
so
か？
she makes all of her friends. Her hair is so full, bro. My god.
今日はこれから皆さんを探偵役に引き合わせます。
Okay.
では行きましょう。
The lineup begins.
楽しみだね、大太郎。
Yeah,
お
just
前ら
just
みんな
thrilled.
楽しそうだな。
先輩、質問していいですか？
どうぞ。
誰の話を聞くんですか？
助監督と小道具、広報の3人です。
So all the people involved in the project.
何を担当していたんですか？
私
Nothing.
は企画に
Yeah.
参加していません。興
I'm
味
just,
がなかった
I'm just the messenger
実
here.
に俺好みのいい回答だ。
エヴァさんは本郷さんと親しかったんですか？
No.
どうしてですか？私の親友です。
That seems like it.
そうですか。
you seem like that matched you.
ここです。
That's like her twin sister or something. For sure.
3人が
Oh
探
my
偵
god.
役志願者です。
I love their designs. Honestly, that might be like the most engaged I felt watching any of these episodes so far. I don't know what it was. It was just like the weird start at the beginning of having that conversation through the text. What was going on? And I was saying it was Chitanda, but I mean, I'm assuming it was because they talked about the meeting with the 3 friends and stuff like that. But now that I think about it, we have 3 people that are a part of the building of this production that we were doing, so it could possibly be like the writer or somebody involved there. I would like to go back and actually check and reread those, and I'm gonna do that in a minute when I go back through these. But I just want to point that out, that I think that was something That was like really cool, the way that they kind of opened it, presented it in that way. If that's just Chitanda though talking, then I don't feel there was a need for us to have that whole intro conversation. That's because immediately afterwards she's like, all right, we're gonna go do this now, you know what I mean? So I think it would have to be somebody else, or they just did it to fill in the gap. But to me, that wouldn't make much sense to use something along those lines. Anyways, like I said, I felt very engaged for the majority of it, being able to have this movie, and I thought it was going to be like a different route than we kind of went, and I'm kind of happy it didn't go the way that I thought it was. But being able to watch it with the hilarious bad acting, the really good animation, and I don't even know what the fuck like they would have done to make that work, but having the first person camera basically the whole time and constantly moving, but having it like bounce around and the quality being a little off, the hilariously bad acting and all that stuff just kind of combining to make like one very interesting thing. Like Chitanda was really into it, but I was like a Ricky and I was like, what the fuck is this? But I was laughing the whole time because that was just, it was really funny the way that it kind of came out. It was really interesting though, for the most part. Like you knew that one of them were going to be gone and then one of them was going to die. So that, like that wasn't even like a shock, but it was just like funny how they presented it. And then having us now have to figure out or think about who actually the killer was. And I'm assuming that's specifically because usually when you write a story, you have ideas of like where you're going to bring this or who's doing what and what's going to happen, and you don't just kind of like kill somebody like that and then afterwards like reveal it as like, oh, it was actually this thing the whole time that we've never mentioned or brought up once before, you know what I mean? Because then that just shows you like they really weren't planning ahead of what was kind of happening. Or like a good way to kind of do it is introduce somebody or something to do it and then make it so like the suspicion of the fact that it could be anybody else that was around you, but also the suspicion of it could have been somebody that we interacted with this entire time and who it could have been, and trying to analyze and view the cues that might have possibly led to like who possibly could have did it, or who might have had like an issue with this person or done this or set this thing up or specifically said things in certain situations, right? And it allows you to really engage yourself doing that. And usually most writers will have things kind of laid out pretty well to a point that they don't have to throw like cheap things in there and be like, oh, actually it was a ghost this whole time, you know what I mean? And it's just like just some like random shit like that. To me, I don't like when stories do that specifically. I like when they set up from the beginning like who it possibly could have been, or kind of hint towards it, or give you like different looks into it and make you really question exactly what it was, and then after it happens you'd be like, I should have fucking gotten that, or I should have known, or something, right? Like I love when stuff like that happens. So I'm very interested to see. This is one of those that makes me want to be like, I want to watch the next one. Like I really want to see what happens now, because we're progressing the story altogether, but I'm really curious the way that it's going. I don't have the time to do that now, unfortunately. Next week, I believe, starting next week, I'm going to have a lot more time, because I just finished Link Click, so I finished like having to stop doing like 2 videos a day for that. So I should have more time to sit down and actually start pumping these out a bit more. Anyways, that's the overall like just feeling of enjoyment I got really out of this episode. Diving into it just a little bit, I am curious, talking about apologizing, some ways to deal with it, probably won't go the direction you wanted. So maybe I'm completely wrong now that I'm like just kind of skipping through this. So maybe at the beginning here when we're doing the phone conversation, it's the texting the girl who's the writer, or the guy, or I don't actually remember what they said. And then the conversation on the computer that we're getting here is between Chitanda and the girl that we later met up with who showed us the screening. I think that it might be something along those lines. So I'm just going to assume it's that. I'm not going to go too overly into it. And then we get, you know, some intro stuff of what we're doing here, which is fun, and then we get brought into here. I really just want to see like the directions that everybody splits off into, and if there's anything that kind of comes into my mind of like, oh, this is exactly who fucking killed the person or what they did. The acting was like so hilariously bad, but it was so funny. The different angles that they can do with this is really unique too. Who was the cameraman for this too? Did they say? And I just completely missed it. Immediately it rings to me that the short black hair girl is the one who probably did it, because she was giving enough weird vibes. But I do want to see direction wise and everything that people kind of did. She also like seemed like she knew her way around the place weirdly. Okay, I don't even know which one died. Hold on, we gotta skip ahead to the picture. I don't remember. Buzzcut kid. So he went alone on the right side. That's him in the bottom right. So easily could have been, see, so that makes it more difficult. You would think the black hair girl, because she went to the right side with him along the way, but it could be probably, I think it's more likely to be the two people on the bottom floor with him. One of them doing something, or possibly both of them splitting up and doing it. That would be my guess if I had to make it. If we're trying to assume it is one of these people, and it's not like somebody else that was kind of stuck within the building doing something, you know? Once again, though, just like the camera work that they were able to do, the way that they're able to make it look so fluid, but also have the filter that they do over it to make it look weird, but also or like digital in a way and like older and actually recorded from something, but also the way that they make it like kind of bounce and the camera be shaky to show you like the amateur skills almost as that sense as well. It's really, really cool. They do some really, really cool shit here. Tana gets really into it too. It's just like the funniest thing. And then we basically just talk a lot about wanting to figure out exactly who's going to fix it not fix it, but figure out exactly who did it. Considering the fact that it seems like the writer themselves is no longer working with us here. We have some other stuff. This girl wasn't actually in favor of doing things this way, but she wasn't around, so she might be a little bit more difficult to work with for people. The writer, I believe they said got sick, but also like just really seems out of it about that idea. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to keep playing around with it too much. I'm just going to kind of let it sit. That's kind of just where my mind's at right now. I really liked it though a lot. Definitely might pick up a little bit more of my rewatch, but I don't know if I have too much I really want to go into. I'm assuming there's some significance here when they're talking about the cards and giving off the labels. This might have just been like a fun little interlude moment, you know what I mean, until we advance. But if there is, I don't really know much about that stuff there. Chitanda picking him up for being at his house. I don't remember a moment when we went to her place or when she went to his place ever. Or they even walked by it and like he just went in or something. So like how she just knew like where he was is something I am curious about, but I thought it was really cute that she's kind of going out of her way to kind of include him and be involved. And then we get to meet our new people who we are gonna kind of experience this with here. This girl is very interesting just because of the way that she kind of is. And then we get our few other friends here who all have very unique and interesting character designs, especially her and especially the dude at the end there. Interested. I don't know. I'm curious. This one's really got me curious, where I feel like I haven't been as much in certain other situations. I've just been like, yeah, it seems like some of them are pretty straightforward. And well, this is fairly straightforward for the fact that like I'm almost certain it's probably just going to be like somebody involved like killed the person. It might also just like go a complete route where it's like she feels bad and she's not actually sick or anything, but she can't like face herself or the others because she actually like doesn't know how to properly write this or put this in a way that she can be happy with or others are going to be happy with. And for that reason, like there is no real answer to this at the end of the day. And she's kind of just stuck in that sense. And I think that could be a entire possibility of the route that they're going to kind of head here. Because it seems like a lot of times with the show, like they're pretty straightforward with the things they do, but sometimes they do things in like different directions like that, where it's like, there's actually no answer all along. You know what I mean? So like it kind of, to me, it kind of comes off, or like it could be interpreted in multiple ways type of thing. So like, to me, it kind of comes off that way, where like maybe she had something in mind, but there wasn't actually anything that kind of came forward, or she didn't properly plan ahead, or she just couldn't come up with anything, or didn't like what she did, or maybe she literally just hasn't gotten around to it, or she's not as good at writing and stuff as everybody kind of thinks that she is, and she really didn't have shit planned out here. I don't know. Or maybe she did, and then the person that she set up to be the killer in the situation, even though it's supposed to just be for like a normal play thing here, was like, I don't want to be involved, and then she like re-questioned everything that she did. I don't know. I feel like there's a couple routes they can go, and I'm very intrigued to kind of see where that kind of goes. Honestly, also, let me just add, I just said before that I'm going to have to wait till next week. I might have another one of these out early next week, because I was just thinking about my schedule. I have some days that kind of come up, and I don't have things to record those specific days and stuff like that. So we might have some more coming up very soon. Anyways, liked it a lot. I mean, I'm sure that there's plenty that I missed, like every episode there is, but either way, I'm excited. Let me know what you thought about the episode and everything. Don't spoil anything, of course, but just kind of let me at least know if I'm like completely missing the mark on what I'm supposed to be thinking here, as well as just other things that are interesting that maybe I skimmed over or didn't touch on at all. If you liked it all though, hit the like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me, and feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Really does mean a lot to me. I'll be back for episode 9 very soon. Hopefully you guys have a good one. See ya.